All right, Black people. As a cultural psychologist, my goal is to equip us with the necessary adjustments in our beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors that, at the very least, will provide a protective layer against the corrosive effects of Euro American settler colonial culture. What does that mean? An example of Euro American settler culture is how gentrification operates, right? So when white people move into a neighborhood, they don't just move in. They have a very parasitic nature, which is the settler colonial part, right? They move in, they must change the environment. They push you out and they rename the place. And all of that is done with the intentional effort to erase any evidence and remnants that there was someone there before them, right? They don't move into a place and coexist with the community that exists. Not everyone gotta go. As a cultural psychologist, those are the type of patterns I look at when thinking about how a group of people move, okay? So, knowing this is what I have to offer to y'all, to us. Black folk, we do this thing where we extend grace when it's not earned. And one way that we do it is when telling a story about racial injustice, discrimination, or any type of harm. One of the things we go say is, well, I don't know if they're racist. We gotta stop that. I suggest this. All white people are racist until they prove they are anti-racist. That helps, that mentality, that belief, that attitude protects us from extending ourselves, overextending ourselves, being hurt, and learning on the back end that these people, this person holds beliefs that supports the idea that white people are more human or are superior or are better in any capacity inherently than all other groups of people, but particularly Black folk. Now you see me doing this. This represents the caste system that white folk created, particularly a Swedish botanist by the name of Carlos Linnaeus. In the 1700s, you know, in social studies, you learned about the Enlightenment period, and they started thinking, and well, I just want to say this was in Europe. African people and Eastern communities were already enlightened. However, in their Enlightenment period, some of their best minds, Darwinism, this is like people that they quote, their best minds came up with the most diabolical systems and beliefs, such as race, which is the foundation for racism. Racism isn't simply, oh, you don't like other people because of race. Yes, it's associated with power, but at its core, racism is the belief that white people are superior than all other groups of people. So this idea that, oh, you can't be racist if you're Black, that's legitimate. It's associated with power, right? The power to weaponize institutions, industries, or social engineer markets such as media to have that control to reinforce a narrative that your people are this and other people are not that, while disempowering the global majority to overempower the global minority. What does that mean? So if I'm a member of the Chinese community, I can be racist, which I think that Black people are beneath white people. And most people participate in this, and this is what global anti-Blackness is. Anyway, my bad. There's so much like context, you know? I need Black folk to stop extending grace. It has not been earned. I know your colonizers told you, pray for them, for they know not what they do. They've been doing this for 406 years plus, right? So, yeah, white people are racist until they prove through patterns of behavior, through consistency, with like evidence that they are anti-racist. Until then, protect yourself by adopting the belief, the reality that majority and most, and really all, whether unconscious or conscious, because we again try to do this thing where we want to absolve white people from the guilt associated with the type of diabolical, nasty work that informs their human history. They don't deserve that from us or anyone, but I'm protecting us. So, from your cultural psychologist, stop giving parasites grace. Okay? It's a parasitic culture, and they've honestly have shown us that as a collective, they cannot help it. And then they've also shown us that they will attack each other if they do not agree, right? White folk get very violent with other white people if they're not as racist as they are. Don't forget that the Jan 6 was calling for the unaliving of the vice president because he didn't stand in allegiance with the falsified account of a stolen, you know what. So yeah, protect your peace. Accept that these colonizers have been colonizing for centuries. And if we have intergenerational trauma, you don't think that epigenetics suggests that they have a deep desire to control the Black body? I want you to think about next time your manager is micromanaging, where that may be coming from. That's all. Be well. Stay vigilant.
Are all white people racist?
Are all white people, have we all internalized racist ideology? Yes. Do we move through the world with a racialized experience that benefits us within a system of inequality? Yes.